our YouTube channel. In this video, we're going to talk about complaint letter. Before we get started, please don't forget to click on the subscribe button, and if you like this video, share it with your friends. Now, let's move on. Let's see what do we have as a context. Plan. First, we are going to deal with what do we mean by complaint letter. Then, the reasons of a complaint letter. And we're going to conclude it with the structure of complaint letter. Let's get started. Before we get started with our subject, let's just talk about the important point, which is online shopping. Online shopping is a form of electronic commerce which allows customers to directly buy goods or product from the seller over the internet using a web browser. Here you have to use a laptop or smartphone, and then choose any website that you want to buy from. For example, here we have Jumia. Of course, there is a lot of websites like Alibaba and so Amazon and so on, but here I selected Jumia. Then you will have such several and bunch of products, different products and merchandise like clothes, equipment, shoes, and so forth. Once you select the product that you want to buy, you have to valid the method of payment, and of course to send them the full information of address and your name and so forth, so that they will deliver the product or the package directly to you. But the problem is here because the customer can find some damaged merchandise or a bad experience with the service itself, so that lead him to write this kind of letters. Let's see or take a look with a small definition of complaint letter. Complaint letter composed of two elements. First is letter, means representing a speech sound in written form sent by someone to another in such a given time and day. The second, complaint. It is a statement or an expression that someone uses in order to show that he's not satisfied by something and he's not happy with it. If we combine both of those elements, we will get complaint letter. It is a letter that written by a customer to the recipient in order to address any bad service and to ask him for solution. This letter is formal in nature. Let me put you straight. Sometimes when we order a product and it received defective or damaged, then we write this letter, this kind of letters to the related person or company complaining about the product. I hope that I make it a little bit clear. So let's get started with the reasons now. The reasons. First reason we have picture vs reality. What do we mean by picture vs reality? Some customers, when they receive a package, they discovered that what they received are totally different with what they saw in the pictures. Here's some examples. The second reason behind the complaint letter, we have late delivery. Late delivery means that something doesn't happen until later than planned or expected. For example, if your order was scheduled 2 days back and you haven't received it yet. Sometimes you will receive it at the right time and the right day, but it's not going to be complete. This is our third reason, which is incomplete order. Here means that the company haven't provided a service that the customer has paid for. It generally happens when all the information about order hasn't been completed for finalization on the platform. Then the last reason is damaged goods or damaged product. Means that when the customer used that the product that he did order, then he will discover that it's broken and doesn't work. Here he has the right to refund, repair, or replacement. See the form or the structure of complaint letter. Here I'm going to give you the important steps that you have to follow in order to write this kind of letters. First, sender's address means your address, and make sure to write it carefully without any mistakes. Then mention the date, then the receiver's address. As I've said, double check it to confirm that you didn't write or do any wrong or mistake. Then you have to write down the subject. Here in the subject, you have to specify the problem. For example, if you have a damaged product, write complaint letter of a damaged product. Then we have the most important step, which is summation or opening or greeting. This step will be the step that can make your letter seems whether formal or informal. So to keep being formal, bear in mind to not use the first name of the receiver. Always write dear or dear Mrs. or Mr. with the full name and with starting with the capital letters and ending with the commas. Here, in case that you know the receiver's name, but if you don't know it, just write dear, for example, junior customer service assistant, or for example, dear manager. Now let's move on to the next step, which is the body of letter. This body of letter contains three main parts. First, we have mention precisely your problem, but before it is preferable to introduce yourself. Here in this part, or this step, you have to mention a brief indication of your complaint. I mean to write precisely your reason of writing the letter. For example, you are going to be like, if you have, for example, stitching blues and the t-shirt that you have ordered, just write, I'm writing this letter to convey my disappointment when the t-shirt that I had bought arrived contain stitching blues. Then, as it's shown here, to describe. The description means you have to add much details, such as letting him or telling him the story where, for example, when did you order, the time and the date, and mention the price of that product, and how did you discover that problem, whether with the service or the product itself. For example, you're gonna say, wish to complain about the t-shirt that I purchased, or ordered on, for example, 15 June, and complaining because I found it contains stitching glues. Of course, with using the polite form means to be polite and formal, as I've said before. Then we have how do you want the part two, how do you want the recipient to solve that problem? Means the state that solution you want, like for example, exchange or let him give you your money back or refund and so on. Here, as it mentioned here, don't know to use imperative verbs or aggressive words or any bad word. Always keep going and keep being polite, asking politely for solution. Then we have ask for response. Here you are going to be like, or let him know that you are waiting for the answer. For example, you are going to mention or write, I'm waiting for your reply or I'm awaiting. Then before ending, we have the signature or let's say the closing letter. Here there is two ways to end or conclude this letter. If you know, as I've said in solution, if you know the recipient, write yours sincerely plus your name and then the signature, sign off. Or if you don't know, if you just write in the solution, dear German customer service assistant, for example, or dear manager, write faithfully your name plus your name and then sign off. Hope that I helped you and thank you for listening.